Hey y'all, I'm out here today doing some scouting in a marsh, and just wanted to kind of report more of my findings, go through some about what I scout for and what I'm doing. It's March, mid-March-ish, and just looking for buck beds, buck travel areas, where they're staying, what are they doing. A little bit of a problem earlier. Went over my waist and broke through cattails, and it's warm today. It's 40 degrees, so shame on me, but I was only 10 yards away from shore, so got up there, stripped down, dried off, and we're moving on with our day. Remember to wear your wool, keep you warm even when it's wet. Right now my feet are soaked, body's soaked, pants are soaked, they're on my backpack, sweatshirt, so everything's soaked. Put my wool socks back on, got my wool on here and my wool on my legs and everything, and I'm warm, sweating warm actually. Not the most comfortably wet walking in boots, but at least I'm warm. So anyways, I crawled up on the ground there from the marsh. Happened to, when I was stripping down, look over, and sure enough, found what I was looking for. So maybe it was a good thing I went in. So I'm kind of going to do this reverse. I walked out to where the buck bed is, and I'll walk back in, kind of show you what I found on the way out here. I just wanted to be out here, make sure I was right, and it was. So basically what I'm sitting in right now is a buck bed. There's a couple of them on the way out here, so this is not the only one, and there's doe bedding all over as well. So this is the last bed, the very point, and there's a creek, not even 5 yards that way, open water, creek flowing, and it's actually more of a river. It's pretty big. So this is the tip of corner here of the point of this kind of land mass that's a little bit of an island. It's a massive island, not as massive, but a couple acre island right over here, and then kind of trails off into a point, has a few more big trees before the end and tapers off. So just kind of your classic area. I jumped a couple deer out of here. In fact, when I came out here, I had a couple snorting at me. So they're out here even today, even though it's winter. They're still using this. Sometimes they move out of the marshes, but they're using this area. I heard a couple of them breaking through as I was pounding through the marsh out there too. So, but anyways, I got this on wide angle, so if it looks kind of funky, that's why. I just want to be able to show what we're seeing here, and it's tight quarters. So here's what we're looking at. Stand up, kind of back up here, kind of nice. I don't feel like breaking through again, but this is what we're looking at. You can see we got a stump over here on this side. They like to lay with their backs obviously to it, and we've got another uprooted tree over here, which is perfect if that buck decides to switch positions, with a nice big hole in here. Some hair was in the bed. I don't think this bed's really been used in the winter. A lot of times they do move out, but it's been warm lately, so they might be kind of filtering back out here to use this. If you look up here, we've got a farm, up here, lots of fields just around the whole edge, all the way down, another farm off in the distance down there. So it's just prime for them to be able to move into the fields from an area like this, and we're surrounded by marsh, miles of marsh everywhere you look. So you see the creek right there, river if you will, flowing through. So this is a buck bed. I don't have any rubs right here in the bed, but nonetheless, we'll see that in a little bit here. We'll walk back through here, hopefully not break through, and show you a couple more things here. We got another bed, smaller bed. It's a bed against a tree nonetheless, as they lay in here. There's another, looks like a doe bed, flattened down here. Get kind of bed wherever. Get up over here. We got a few more beds just in here. This is probably where they were laying today. It's real dry, real nice. There's a doe bed. Here's another bed here. Look in here. Here's another bed right here. Kind of all over in here, just random. So keep on walking back here. Also fell in a hole out here down to my hip. so I gotta be careful when I'm stepping out here, but hopefully it's worth the risk. Find out where the deer are, where they're bedding, and what they're doing. So here's another bed, pretty good sized bed. It's up against the tree here. You can see how big it is. It is pretty massive in size here. This again isn't really what I'm looking for. The other bed looked better with both sides covered. He can lay either way. You see some other old beds here flattened down. It's like I said, a lot of it's more random, which just tells me it's more doe bedding. But here's another buck bed right in here. You can see the deer would lay. This whole area is just covered in here. Just an awesome area to be hidden. And you got a rub right on the side here. Nothing impressive, but you got what I look for here is you've got a rub. Not only is there a rub here, I mean it's fairly tall, but the deer was strong enough to push this, and it's about 1.5 inches in diameter, to push this back, and he's hitting his tines here. So if his tines are here, and you can see that's quite a ways back. That's not, that deer's got some antlers to be hitting there when he's rubbing out here, even when he's pushing his back, and that's pretty hard to be. I can't even really flex it. So he's either going at it real hard, or he's got some tine length there to be nicking back here and up here too. So you're looking for that when you're out and seeing rubs. You go, that's a small tree, that's a small deer. Well, not necessarily. He's hitting all over in here as he's rubbing that. So we'll just kind of continue on here, walking back to the mainland here. We can follow this trail out. Some more beds in there. All right, right in here. So they're kind of just bedding all over out here. And I'm sure you walk this grass, and especially over here, this higher ground grass, you'll see more and more doe bedding. So there's a small bed right here. So just careful where you're stepping. I'll walk back up here. This trail just kind of continues. It's real flat up here. So it's kind of where I came up on shore from getting soaked. But it's changing, and I actually kind of did some scouting in my bare feet. And I was walking over here, and this is where I found kind of more I was looking for. This is obviously the trail. And if you look, you got old rubs all over in here. They're everywhere on trees. I mean, real old ones. I can almost go to any one of these little trees and point out some really old rubs in here. And I said to myself, why are all these old rubs in here? And I'm not seeing anything fresh. What the heck's going on? There's got to be something. I mean, there's all over scarring from trees, all over on these. And I saw that, and that flagged me off. So, and now this isn't, again, 2.5 inches, maybe 2 diameter, but it's really tall. This thing starts off at my knee, so it's thigh high, and it goes up to my waist at the top of that rub. It tells me it's a bigger deer. So keep on walking. And we've got some more trashed up brush here. Another rub, and this one he's hitting high. This is way above my waist right here, this mark. So I mean, he's rubbing pretty high on that tree. There was another fresh one down here, and all these trees. Look at all these old rubs on all these trees here coming down the line. They're everywhere. Here's another fresh one on a pretty good sized tree he took out. That's about a 3.5 inch. Again, they're taller rubs. It's not necessarily the size of the tree. Here's another one on a good sized tree here. He's rubbing. So he's obviously moving through this area and using this area. My guess is out here too, you've got all of this dogwood. Some of it's buckthorn here too, but it's prime doe bedding as well. They'll be all over in there. And I'm seeing even coming from out there, some rubs. Right here's another one on this small tree. So these bucks are kind of congregating. Here's another one on this one, and I'm only counting here fresh ones, obviously. So that tells me too that there's probably maybe not a prime buck bed area, but because those were coming back at us from that way, there's a buck using that, there's a buck using that. They're using this area pretty good, and there's just more and more old rubs. Here's one. There's one back there on that tree. There's one over there, just here. Oh, just a ton of old rubs. Here's one. They're all over the place. So they're definitely using this here. It's almost like an open grassy little island here. And there's a bigger one back there. So some marsh in between here. And it actually looks, look at this here. Look at this big scrape right here. Right there's a licking branch and this big scrape. I hunted back there. I couldn't get to a different area, and I sat back there last fall, and I didn't see anything, but I just from Google scouting on the maps, I knew that there's got to be a buck that's using this area. And sure enough, now scouting in the spring allows me to find out what's going on here. Here's another really good size tall rub. Here he's got this all jacked up, so this basically is telling me he's kind of coming up over this hump, that other rub, the last one right there, that he came from that point, and he's probably taking this trail. It gives me a good idea of where he's going to, and the bucks will usually pattern the same way. It also depends on wind, you name it, where the does are bedding. Is it rut? Is it not? You know, if there are does out here and you've got a south wind, well, this is perfect. He's going to walk this trail or right over the top here and just be hitting these bedding areas. There's also another massive island out here that I'm going to hit next that had some good sign on. I didn't hunt that last year. There was a hunter out there. But I do want to find out where they're going, because if there's another buck using that area over there, great. And there's a hunter there, fine, he can have it. I'll come over here. There was nobody here last year at all, ever sitting here, because you can see this from the road clear as day. You know, at least not up in a tree. And there's not many guys that ground hunt. So, but this is right down the road from where I live. So I kind of know the area well enough to know that, hey, you know, nobody's using it, or somebody is, as I watch these areas. See these old rubs on these trees too as you walk into this area. So I'll probably do a little bit more scouting, a little bit more checking out here. Maybe I'll continue my video. We'll see what I find. All right, I'm out.